All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh, along with Chris Mueller for tonight's show on this Wednesday. We're going to go out to the phone lines, the Borders and Borders hotline. We got Rob in the Hill District. How you doing, Rob? Rob, you there? Rob. Rob's always a great caller, too. He must have his phone on mute or a delay or something.
You know what I'm stunned by? Usually when you give like that one last like, hey, are you there? And then you maybe toss out like a casual Rob. Usually it's on that very last one where they act like you just said hi to them for the first time. Oh yeah, hey guys, I'm right here. What's going on?
I might have thrown him off.
I'm very surprised that didn't happen.
With all my pizza talk. He's probably out ordering pizza somewhere or something. Let's go out to Mike.
You think you got that kind of power, huh? You think you got that? You got people jonesing for pizza and heading out all over town right now.
Maybe pizza sales are going up at 10:35. Let's go, Mike.
What's up, Rich and Chris? I mean, what's going, Richie, man? Congratulations on the prediction, 19-41.
How about that? Hey, wait, Chris.
We
We talked about this on Sunday. I'm just not going to let this go. Only guy in town. 19-41.
Listen, man.
I heard you went back on it though, Rich.
Well, I did walk it back a little bit, but I stuck with 19-41. I know when we talked about it a couple times, I said that they would be under 24. That's what I said. I was saying under 23, 24 all the time, but I stuck with 19-41.
Rich can always motivate me. I watch the Pirates lose 8 in a row. You turn on Richie, he goes, I still have Bucko fever. So, you know, I get a little pumped for that 30 minutes I watch you, Richie. Listen, I want to talk about the Steelers. I know they're 3-0. They've beaten 3 0-3 teams. I know Houston seems to be better than that, I guess. But does anyone really think they can play Kansas City and not get blown out by like 20 points? I mean, Kansas City, those kind of offenses, just to me, I'm not impressed with the Steelers secondary. And I just want to get your thoughts. I still feel that's the weak link, even with Minka. I haven't even heard his name mentioned in 3 games. I just want to get your thoughts. And love the show, guys.
Thanks a lot, Mike. I appreciate it. Good question there. I think, you know, no preseason. I think it's going to take 4 games for the Steelers to figure things out. Kansas City, I don't know. I mean, if they played right now, I think Kansas City would be at least a 7-point favorite. I would imagine Travis Kelce would be a tough matchup for this team, for the Steelers defense, but the Steelers defense is one of the best in the NFL. And you get Ben rolling with this offense, they might be able to keep pace. I think the Steelers are the second best team in the NFL in the AFC right now.
I would not put them as the second best in the AFC. I think they're in a cluster of teams, Baltimore, New England. I even will put Buffalo up there for now, although there's some troubling signs there too, even though they're 3-0. They're all in a cluster, and they're all below Kansas City. Why 4 games, though? Like, I keep hearing people say because the length of a typical preseason is 4 games that you can suddenly expect teams that are, you know, sluggish in certain areas to look better after the 4th game. Let's not act like these starters play all 4 of these preseason games. That's not how it works at all. They play mostly in that 3rd preseason game. The rest of it's kind of a warm-up. So I seriously doubt, and I'm skeptical when people make claims like magically after the first quarter of the season, you could get through at 4-0, and then your team will really start to play. And as for Kansas City, like, sorry, the quarterback is an alien. He's like we've never seen before. The coach is the perfect head coach and schemer. I don't think anybody in football can beat him unless Mahomes or somebody else, multiple players, significant players for them get hurt. Look what they did to San Francisco. I keep going back to the Super Bowl last year. San Francisco, unbelievable attacking defense, efficient, in their own way, very innovative offense. Played 53 great minutes, and it didn't matter in the slightest once the Chiefs got rolling.
Here's why I say 4 games, Chris. I'm not necessarily basing up 4 games in the preseason. The Steelers historically are slow starters, and it takes them really 4 games to get going the first quarter of the season. So I'm looking at the first quarter as a combination of they're typically slow starters, plus they haven't really had any preseason action. So that's why I'm picking 4 games as kind of a barometer.
I'll still go back and say, though, be that as it may, they might well end up 4-0 after 4 games and then start to play their best. Kansas City's 3-0, looks better than everybody in football, and they haven't played their best. I mean, if that's the real question here that the caller raised, can they really play with Kansas City? I'm sorry. Like, it sucks to be the bearer of bad news and play the bad guy here. They can't, and I don't think anybody can. The only team I would even give a chance to, it's almost like defense doesn't matter. Give me Seattle, who can't stop a nosebleed in the air, but at least Russell Wilson might throw 5 or 6 touchdown passes. Otherwise, tell me how people expect the Chiefs to get beat. And don't say, oh, the Chargers almost beat them. Whoop-de-doo. When the lights really go on, I don't really care. Patrick Mahomes is the best player in football, and that usually wins the day.
All right, let's go out to Ken. How you doing, Ken?
Hi, guys. How you doing tonight? Hey, I have a question. Why doesn't the NFL have in their rules that if a team develops a crisis like this, play the game and then the other team home field?
I don't think this.
What is that? Ken, what difference does that make?
I don't think this has anything to do with where it's being played. It's the outbreak within the team. I don't think it has anything to do with Tennessee or Nashville, right? I wouldn't think so.
Well, they're G.I. Joe in the place and making sure it's all spotless and everything. So there might be a problem. So I think
are the guys on the team that were infected going to magically get better if you fly them to Pittsburgh and give them like a Primanti sandwich or something like that? Otherwise, there's no. I mean, it doesn't matter.
If they develop it, they should stay in Tennessee and pick the people off the taxi squad, the 4 extra people, put them on a plane, send them to Pittsburgh, play the game on Sunday, keep on pushing this back, and you're going to have a lot more.
Hey, Ken, I appreciate the call, but I'm sorry, but that really doesn't make sense because if the game could be played anywhere, Chris, I mean, that game could be played in Tennessee still. It's about the 4 guys that have the virus. That's what it's about. It's not about what's going on in the city because there's really not an outbreak in the city. It's just 4 players right now.
The only thing Ken could have said right there that would have chilled me to the bone is, as an aside at the end, he just said, by the way, I'm a trained epidemiologist. Then I would have gotten very frightened for what he had said prior to that.
You know, by the way, this was going to be the first game that we would actually get to see fans, covering the Steelers. They're going to have a few thousand fans in Tennessee. I don't know if that still happens, moving the game to Monday. And here's another thing to throw out there, Chris. I don't know if you saw the MLS schedule, but the Nashville team has a game at like 8 o'clock at Nissan Stadium that night on Tuesday. So if they did move that game to Tuesday, what would they do with the MLS soccer game?
I mean, I would presume that you would have to play then the Steelers-Titans game pretty early in the day such that you could get it done, 3 hours? So you've got to have at least an hour and a half, 2 hours, I would think, to take the lines off the field or at least paint soccer lines on the field. I don't think that would necessarily be like an unbelievably hard field transition to make happen, but I think it's pretty clear that the NFL would like to avoid having to play this game on Tuesday at all costs, and they would much prefer that it just becomes part of a de facto or impromptu Monday night doubleheader.
All right, now to our Tri-State office furniture tweet of the day. And here's some interesting news. Speaking of fans, Major League Baseball is going to allow fans at the NLCS and the World Series. Limited number of fans for both of those series. Major League Baseball to make tickets available for fans. So not for the ALCS, but right now for the NLCS and the World Series. Before we go to break here, Chris, do you expect to see fans at Heinz Field in October at any point? Now, I think you're getting too late to see it on Saturday for the Pitt game, but I would hope that you would see some kind of amount of fans, whether it's 15,000 or 20,000, for any games in October.
I mean, I think you might, but I think what you're going to have to watch is just how these counts go up, if they go up in the fall and the flu season, because if they do, then I think fans in football stadiums is going to end again real quick.
All right, we're going to take a break. Back in a couple minutes. Stay right there.